Hi ladies and dudes, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop1987. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well my friends, it's that time again for another type of review. But this time I'm going to do an anime review for today. Since I was too busy on my movie reviews, top 10 or 5 lists, my quick videos, you name it. But I'm sorry I haven't done an anime review for a while. But today I decided to do an anime review for all of you. And I'm going to do only 2 new anime reviews. One for today and the other for tomorrow. So for my first anime review I want to do for today is called Iron Man. And thanks to Madhouse, they decided to make their own Marvel's anime. And Marvel's anime was so darn interesting because I think it's a really good idea if Japan should decide to make up their own anime style of their favorite Marvel's comic books thing of all time. And believe it or not, I think Iron Man became the first anime Marvel's comic book thing that we ever seen in our lives, I guess. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to the anime review of Iron Man. So the anime starts off with our favorite billionaire dude named Tony Stark. You know him, he's known as legendary Iron Man, a really cool dude who wears an iron suit that has some gold and a few red stuff in his iron suit, I guess. And to tell you the truth is, he is a rich millionaire, he's a genius, he loves to build things, and he's decided to go on to his most biggest vacation of his life in Tokyo, Japan, so he can have a nice, happy retirement, so he will no longer be Iron Man. But before he can retire as Iron Man, he's going to do another great performance for all the people out there in Tokyo, Japan, of what kind of man he really is. And yeah, he did wear the other Iron Man suit that has that weird looking triangle thing on the middle of its chest. He did wear it for a while, and then there was a big giant problem. Well, before he could retire, there is some evil mad machines on the loose called the Zodiac, and they are coming by in Tokyo, Japan to rule over that wonderful country. And I'm afraid Tony Stark is not going to retire for who knows how long, I guess. But Tony Stark is in grave danger, and he can't face those Zodiac creatures alone. He needs to have a couple allies to help him out on this very dangerous mission that he is in right now. He has a female doctor who is somewhat of a love interest, but yeah, well, you get the story. She's somewhat of a love interest, but she's known as the serious doctor who's doing some scientist things here and there. We got 2 comedy relief reporters who are trying to get a report on Tony Stark, and they just want to get a nice report in time so they could put it on their Tokyo journalist. And a really cool, awesome cop who's a really cool fighter, but he also has a machine of his own so he could fight crime. So, to protect his home country, I guess. So Tony Stark and his friends are going to do the best they can to face so many bad guys who are the members of the Zodiac. And they're going to take them all down to the count before there's going to be another big giant chaos on the loose that's going to happen in Tokyo, Japan. And plus, Tony Stark needs to face an old friend of his that he hadn't seen during the time in the cave. Back in the comic book story or just in the Iron Man movies. So anyway, that's my whole entire plot of Iron Man. And I guess you want to know is, ladies and dudes, what the heck do I think about this anime? To tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I frickin' love it. It is one of the best mecha animes I have ever watched in my life. it's a really cool anime, for goodness sakes, even if it came from Marvel. I will say Iron Man had a good storyline, has great characters. I love the action scenes. I love the drama. I love the CGI, the robots. I freaking love the score. It has a good opening and closing for what type of theme that they wanted for a score, I guess. And I also love both the English and the Japanese dub of Iron Man. Everybody did a good job playing their characters in a nice, perfect way. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Iron Man. I will say for the strongest point about this anime is definitely the animation. I will say the animation is pretty well done. It was nice, it was brightful, it was so darn colorful, and I will say the animation really did blow me away. I love all the animation that came from in this anime. Even the characters' designs looks pretty well done and pretty well hand drawn too. I guess the character design was also another good strongest point of this anime. And I cannot say more about this animation, so I will say the animation was definitely the strongest point of this cool Marvel's anime. And as for the weakest point, I just feel bad for one character who wasn't there much in this anime, and we only seen this character a few times, so around in the beginning of a couple of episodes here and there, and that is Pepper. I frickin' feel bad for Pepper. I really like her character design, I like her looks, and her style, and her personality. It's just that I do feel sorry for her for not being there much in this anime. The only time we see her is when she was talking to Tony in the screen. And there were a couple here and there moments where Tony and Pepper had a little talk of what the heck they were talking about. It's just a sad shame that she wasn't there much in this anime, and I just wish that she was there helping out Tony Stark on that very dangerous mission that there's a big giant chaos on the loose in Tokyo, Japan. So anyway, not seeing Pepper much is definitely the most weakest point for the Iron Man anime, if you know what I mean. So I do feel so sorry for her, for Pepper not being there much in the anime. And so those are my strongest points and the weakest point of Iron Man. And now let's go on to the characters. I will go with the three characters that are definitely the most best ones of everybody in this whole entire anime. The first anime character I want to mention is Jensen, an old friend that Tony Stark hadn't seen for a while during their time together in the cave when they were captured by terrorists. I will say that Jensen had a really dark, tragic storyline. Even there's a part of his storyline in there that was kind of light. But his storyline was freaking tragic, and I do feel sorry for this character. And I will say is, you could say he's kind of like a main villain, somewhat. But let's just say this guy took his revenge in a very wrong direction. I know he wants to, seek revenge on Tony Stark for what had happened to the people that he knew. There was a woman that he knew who nursed him back to health and tried to get the bullets out of his chest, and that guy is trying to recover, and he wants to thank that woman for helping him out, try to nurse him back to health and try to start a new life all over again, all that stuff. It's just that Jensen had a really dark, tragic storyline, and I do feel sorry for him, but he just took his revenge in a very wrong direction, if you know what I mean. And I think it's not right for him to work with the group called the Zodiac. And to tell you the truth, ladies and dudes, I do have a very unknown question to ask you. And since I never read the Iron Man comic books, true or false, did Jensen really did survive from, being shot in the wounds, or he just died in purpose, during the beginning time of the Iron Man story. I have no idea. So could you guys leave a comment there and let me know if you see the comic book or not about if Jensen did survive or not. But the only thing I remember about Jensen, he just died in the Iron Man movie, and that was pretty much it. And now let's go on to the second character I like from this wonderful anime is Sakurai. I hope I got his name right, Sakurai. I love Sakurai. He is such a cool character. I really love his personality, his attitude. He has good looks and charms. He's an excellent cop. And I really like the part where he is taking care of his job very, very seriously during whatever mission that he is going to. Even if he did help out Tony Stark here and there with a couple of missions of facing a few members of the Zodiac, I will say he is one awesome character. But I guess the weakest point about that character is I just wish he never worked with that main villain. That, you'll find out in episode 11 of which villain I was talking about, if you guys have or haven't seen that anime. But anyway, Sakurai, he's a cool character overall. I guess he's in his 30s, maybe. And now let's go on to the main character of this anime, Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. I will say Tony Stark was the most interesting character in this whole entire anime. I will say he had a good storyline. He has a great personality, great attitude. He may be a rich dude, but he doesn't care about money much. That's one good thing I like about Tony Stark. He doesn't care about money, but he likes to build things. He wants to create something new and fresh. He wants to be a peacemaker for the rest of his life. And all he cares about is just bringing peace to all the places that he came around the world so he could be a much better man than before. And I do like both the English and the Japanese dub of both Tony Stark and Iron Man, but I will say the Japanese dub did a way better job playing this wonderful character of all time. Even he's one of the best Marvel's anime characters of all time. Truly one of the best. And I guess I don't have much else to say about this cool anime, so let me go ahead and tell you my final thoughts of Iron Man. Overall, Iron Man is such one of the cool mecha animes of all time, and truly one of the best Marvel's anime of all time. It had a good storyline, it has good characters. I love the animation, I love the score, I love the drama, the action, has a bit of romance. I love both the opening and the closing theme. And what else? I wish I was... oh yeah, I also love the English and the Japanese dub of this wonderful, cool anime. So anyway, I decided to give Iron Man a really good score of 9 out of 10. You have better watch this anime to believe it. If you haven't, I'm sure Iron Man is going to hunt you down and take you down for the count. For real. Bang! So anyway, ladies and dudes, that's my anime review of Iron Man. And join me tomorrow as I do my next anime review. So be prepared for this really cool dude with deadly claws. A man named Wolverine. So be prepared for this one to come. And I will see you all tomorrow. Sayonara.